Hello, team home of politics. Welcome to this channel. Welcome the new subscribers, new viewers, returning viewers, all of you. Just know that I am very appreciative for your support, and I cannot deny that you people are very supportive. Those who are in the comment section, please continue correcting me, bringing in your issues so that we can discuss this, because we are a family, we are a community. Don't forget to share, subscribe, hit the notification button there so that you receive this information anytime I upload. My good people, ladies and gentlemen, team home of politics, if you see what is happening in politics right now, then you just wonder. Nobody could have believed that President William Samoei Ruto will come back and reunite with other former leaders who whom they had disagreed bitterly in political matters. This is because William Ruto has just sat down and schemed that he will go ahead and play with the psychological and mental upstairs of Kenyans, because he knows very well that these leaders whom they had disagreed earlier, they are the pillars of politics in various communities and regions. And so if he keeps on the grudges, the revenge issues, he will lose a lot of things in his government. And that is the reason why we have been seeing miracles happening. For example, I never believed that with all the abuses, with all the issues that happened between President William Ruto with Raila Odinga during the former regime and Uhuru Kenyatta, will lead to a union in this government. These are few things that are making us not to believe politicians, because today they wake up, say that they will never do this one will never happen, but the same issue happens again, and there's nothing you will do, because that one is his way or his strategy of leading. And so when someone can tell you panapo wazee hapaharibiki jambo, then it is a famous proverb in Swahili, but it is something that should be taken seriously, because up to now all these are wazees in politics whom they are trying to fix things so that isiharibike. And so when we realize the union of these politicians, of these leaders, then us as citizens we just have to keep quiet and watch the move, because hatuna uwezo up to now. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the union between Raila Odinga and President William Samoei Ruto, it shocked us so much, but they had a strategy. First thing we see, it resulted to people of Raila Odinga being brought in the government. And this was the time when Kenya was very had lost its direction. It was in a critical condition whereby the demonstration by the Gen Zs had taken up the stage. And we see it led to the appointment of new CSS in the government. The first one being John Mbadi. We also had Opio Wandai, we had Wycliffe Oparanya, and finally we had this Hassan Joho. People spoke a lot of things, but it's in some way it made sense, because if you could compare the number of the CSS or the head of state departments who are in Kenya right now, and compare with the number of those from other communities, then you could see that those leaders from the Nyanza region, there were very few, and it was very significant to include these people like John Mbadi and Opio Wandai. Ruto always has a target whenever he makes his move. Earlier on, we saw the union between William Ruto, Mudavadi, and Moses Wetangula. People started saying that the Luya community is misled. It's not having direction. They do not have any unity, only because they abandoned Raila Odinga to follow William Ruto. But see what is happening next. Even the same Raila Odinga is moving there with his own people, with the ambition of being securing some chances in the government. The same thing is happening. See their rewards. Right now, the cabinet secretary and the prime CS is still Mudavadi. We also see the speaker position was given to Moses Wetangula. And so this politics, you have to move with the calculation so that you can have something important at the end of that move. And so I do not see if there is a problem, because Ruto is very keen observing where there is a complaint, where there is a lot of noise. He goes there, he makes things look good, he picks someone, he gives him or her a position in the government. The noise shuts down and everything becomes okay. I don't know where he came from with this strategy, but look at recently what he did. He visited the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. What was the result? We see right now William Kabogo has been appointed as the information, communication and digital economy in that position. We also see Mutahi Kagwe. He has been given the CS of Agriculture. Finally, we see Lee Kinyanjui, CS of Trade. Why is he doing this move? Because he can surprise us so many times. Because if you are not keen in this government of President William Samoei Ruto, you can barely serve 3 months and then the shuffle arrives. He goes pick someone from another position, he exchanges with you, you lose your job, he gives it to another community, to another person from a different region. If these leaders are very keen, some of these leaders will not even finish 2 years in these appointments, because he's calculating to include different people in this government to avoid a lot of noise, a lot of complaint, and a lot of criticism. Because why can you criticize when you see maybe your former area MP has been given a docket in the government and is performing well? This means that those areas that have been complaining so much, it is because there is a gap between the leadership and this region. And so when the president goes ahead to bridge this gap, then things are just bread and butter. And so, ladies and gentlemen, some of the things that have been happening is the appointment of these leaders who had been shown the door. And a funny thing that we even didn't expect is this former CS who was the CS of Trade, and finally was transferred to the public service. This is Moses Kuria. Imagine right now he is the senior economic advisor in the committee of President William Samoei Ruto. Like, he lost a lower job and he got a very high one, whereby there is no politics in that department, but he just oversees something that are very crucial and critical. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, this the broad-based government will show us a lot of wonders, because the least we could have expected is this president going back to President Uhuru, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta. And this all is happening after the impeachment of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. This shows us that even this reunion is coming back to be witnessed after Rigathi Gachagua have been impeached. It communicates something that maybe Rigathi Gachagua was the poison between the relationship that had been broken earlier on. For example, during and after the campaign period, even the time when this regime assumed the leadership, Raila Odinga was not to be mentioned near William Ruto and Rigiji. This is because we remember the other time when Rigathi Gachagua was going outside the country, I don't know, in Colombia or where, to go and look for the coffee market, tea, and other agricultural products. Rigathi Gachagua just told her that nimeweka mitego kila kona State House. Raila Odinga atanaswa, hawezi ingia State House. And this shows that there was a personal relationship between, there's a personal enmity between Rigathi Gachagua and Raila Odinga, because Rigathi Gachagua was seeing Raila Odinga as a threat to his deputy position, of which maybe he was fearing what he had witnessed that had happened to William Ruto during the last regime. And so when Rigathi Gachagua was omitted in this government, that is when we see the strong bond has been existing between who? Between William Ruto and Raila Odinga. The same issue We remember during the time when Rigathi Gachagua has been spitting a lot of words, a lot of bad words against Uhuru Kenyatta and his family. He went ahead to apologize, but that thing had hurt a lot of people in Mount Kenya, including the family of Uhuru Kenyatta. It was too late for Rigathi Gachagua to apologize to the family of Uhuru Kenyatta, and see what is the result right now. Immediately when Rigathi Gachagua is out of the government, we see Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto are uniting. Is it too difficult to tell us that Rigathi Gachagua was an obstacle to uniting all these people? Is it too difficult? Another thing we see, issues that were maybe emanating from a lot of direction has been stopped because they have just assumed that the one who has been chased away in the government was the problem. This government is operating in a miraculous way because you cannot understand one thing and you see another thing is already originating. Right now, it is not even miracle or shocking. We will be experiencing some of the reappointments, reshuffling, and even some of these leaders will be showed the door, but only to accommodate some few individuals in the government. My good people, why is President William Samoei Ruto trying to secure all these people, especially from Mount Kenya, in his government? We saw the union between Raila Odinga. He brought in his people. We have seen when he has visited Uhuru Kenyatta, we have seen the reappointment of new people, and we saw earlier when he united with Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula. We saw the end result. What do we expect next? My good people, is he making sure that in 2027 he maintains the same seat, or is he forming a broad-based government that will form a broad union so that to be strong, not to be sent home? Or is he making sure that the opposition will be weak come in the near election so that they can support him because they will look at the positive things that he has been doing, like including the opposition in the government, so that he can not be sent home? What is your opinion in the comment section? Will it be possible for William Ruto to lose in 2027 because maybe people are just eating with him, but when the election comes, they will run away? Ladies and gentlemen, what is your comment about Ruto, including every other former politician or people who had the enmity with him in this government? What is your opinion? Thank you so much. Tell me in the comment section so that we can have divergent opinions. Thank you. Have a good day.